Okay, welcome back to another special episode of Yoda's Hut. I'm Bill. I go by Yodaman on the boards. Once again, I'm joined for commentary on this game by Derek. Hey, Derek, how's it going?
You all right?
All right, so we've got the return match, I guess you say, or just flipping sides between the World Champion decks and the European Champion decks. I am on the right playing the Dark Side deck played by Vincent Joliet, the European Champion, and Jerry is on the left playing the light side deck played by Javier, the world champion. So let me run through these deck lists real quick. So the European Dark Side Championship deck was 2 Death and Despair, 2 Deploy the Fleet, 2 Might of the Empire, 2 Technological Terror, 1 Ultimate Power, and 1 Imperial Blockade. So it's all Navy. And the world champion light side deck is the Jedi Smuggler. I think it's what's that one called? No questions asked or something. With gives you 2 resources. So he's got 2 May the Force be with you, 1 Hero's Journey, 1 A New Beginning, 1 Twilight of the Apprentice, 2 Asteroid Sanctuary, 2 Broken Horn, and 1 Along the Gamma Run. It looks like we flipped up, and I think I have Deploy the Fleet, Imperial Blockade, and Technological Terror. And Jerry got the Broken Horn, Asteroid Sanctuary, and Gamma. So, and I've just got a fleet staging area to start. And there is the original core Tarkin for 3. Not bad. So he makes all the objectives take 1 less damage kill. And there is one of the gunships. It's got shielding. That's not too bad.
Now, what's the Broken Horn objective do again?
So the Broken Horn is the news, the objective that was in the last pack, the Smuggler objective. So what it does is it's elite. It has 4 health and it generates X resources, where X is the number of different affiliations among cars you control. And I'm going to, looks like, commit Tarkin there. Oh, Jerry and I forgot to switch force cards. We were just using my sets of cards in these games. He didn't have his cards with him. And I'm going to take balance back. And now looks like Jerry's going to play Yoda. You see Yoda. And the dial will go to 2.
Never seen that happen before.
No. And now with Technological Terror out, that Yoda technically has 3 guns.
Oh, goody.
Yeah. With 2, I could have potentially kept Tarkin alive and trying to block with the shields, but with 1, that's going to be a little trickier. Or with 3, it's going to be a little trickier.
Yeah.
So right now, the Broken Horde would generate 2 resources, and it's elite. So it's real interesting to try to play this dark side deck here, because I'm more of a fan of Enforced Loyalty, as people probably know, than Deploy the Fleet. And also, I'd much rather have the other Tarkin than the core one, but we'll see how it goes here.
Well, it's just like you always preferring to sit back, where I prefer to attack. Like this
Right.
this is my type of a deck. I would have built something very similar to
Yeah,
this.
I should have let you play Derek, except you're on the other side of the country, so it wouldn't have worked as easily.
Get your ass over here, and I'm happy to do it.
So we could say the same thing. You come here, and Jerry and I, and we'll play some games in person here. All right, so let's see. We got a Cloud City guest quarters. So Jerry's getting some resources here. So he'll still technically have 1 resource or 2 resources if he wants to double focus it. But they'd have to be neutral. I guess like a Hired Hands would be good there.
Yeah.
There's a droid. There's a neutral droid in that Broken Horn set that costs 2. If he wants to use them both. I don't think there's much else that's neutral in these sets. Can't remember. Does Ahsoka have something neutral in her set? I can't remember what's. I know there's another unit, but I can't remember if it's neutral or not. It is. That is her informant is technically neutral. Looks like Jerry just gammered and took balance back with Yoda, so that'll go to 3. And I'm going to refresh here with good old Elite Technological Terror. So Yoda has 4 guns now. Like I'm keeping my hand. See one of the Death Star engineers for resources for capital ships. Oh, I was forgetting Imperial Blockade was still out, so that would have been turned on there. So what I could use is a 3-pip card to make it tougher for him to take balance. I'm playing a Fleet Navigator for 2. More resources and some tactics, potentially. Surely that's not all I'm playing. Looks like I might play a ship or something. There is another gunship for 3.
I want to see Yoda go one-on-one with the Death Star.
He probably could. So I've got both of the gunships out. That's pretty good. All that shielding there. Although they only have 2 health. And Tarkin and the Fleet Navigator. So I'm trying to build a board here. The problem is Yoda could just decimate it.
Well, as the game goes on, Yoda always just locks down one and kills one.
Right.
The way to beat him is to not let him swing.
Yeah. Well, and that's what he's at right now. He's got 4 guns.
Yep.
Because technological terror gives him the extra gun right now.
And then you always got to worry about not so much when he's committed, but with the Falcon set is things like bamboozle and whatever to let him swing a second time even.
Yep. So I would have really liked a 3-pip card there to try to get up to 8 to stop a Gamma flip, but I guess I'll be sitting here with 7 and hope maybe he'll only flip up 1 when he gets Gamma, because I can't imagine I'm going to attack. I mean, I guess I could, but it just seems kind of pointless.
Yeah.
I mean, I could attack with the Fleet Navigator and a gunship. I'm not, and he just flipped up Vizago, so he's got 3 more, so he's going to win no matter what I do. So I guess I will not be committing anything else. And here comes the damage, I would assume, to Imperial Blockade to turn it off.
Well, the other thing you could have done was to attack with the Fleet Navigator, essentially forcing him to block or get focused.
Right. But then he'd probably lock down Tarkin.
Right. And then the only advantage you get after that is that you could have then gone in behind to an empty board.
Right.
But you don't have enough on the table to blow anything up.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I could have went in maybe with a gunship and the Fleet Navigator, so I could have shielded Tarkin. And then force a block, and if he strikes, then assuming he doesn't also have a seeds, then I could lock down Yoda. Of course, then he might just bamboozle it back or Cloud City Operative it back. So it's like there really just wasn't a good choice.
He does. You just, that's part of it is trying to do what you can to deal with Yoda.
Yeah. So now Jerry's got 8 resources, because he's got the 2 on the objective, 2 on Cloud City guest quarters, and he's also got the 2 on Broken Horn.
And that's the thing, the Broken Horn is 4 health, right?
Yeah, it only has 4 health, and with the core Tarkin being out, it technically only has 3 health.
And that's the thing. And actually, given that there's only 3 health, if you'd have sent just the Fleet Navigator and he still locks down Tarkin, you could have sent the other guys and blown up Gamma.
Yeah, that's true.
And just take your extra shields and put them on your objectives.
Yeah, and then just hope that it doesn't play a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he'd be able to counterattack, obviously, but you would have taken out his force advantage there. Or you could have sent 1 less guy and taken out Broken Horn.
Yeah.
Either way, you could have one of the 2.
Yeah, I could have gone that and really stretched myself a little thin. And then I could have at least freed up one of the ships with the if I sack the guy too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was probably maybe I should have been more aggressive there,
Because
but
if you'd have done that and taken out, say, Broken Horn, you leave one of the gunships, and then you can sack the guy and free up the other gunship.
yeah, there's another Cloud City guest quarter, so even more resources. I think I was just worried that he could just ramp so quick and do so much damage if I wasn't careful. So there's Vizago.
Yeah,
That
you definitely could.
Yeah, that he could just pull a win out of nowhere with the allies and necessities that are in this deck. So because
Well, so
there's
that's the difference, though, also, with, like you're saying, the deploy version versus the Yularen version
yeah,
is you want to attack. You don't
right,
want to play defense.
right.
Your deck is designed more to be offensive.
Yeah, not as
When,
much in my
when
playstyle.
right. Well, when in doubt, when the deck's built that way, then that's probably the option to go.
Yeah.
So,
So there, he just played Jedi lightsaber on Yoda, and looks like he's actually not attacking. I think he just used
yeah.
Gamma and got something. I think he got Maul there, the old master.
Mm-hmm.
So Dal went to
Time getting force, and he's going to keep plinking at you.
yeah. Trying to remember, did we bump the dial again? I don't. Yeah, I guess I did. So it's at 4. So there's another one of the Death Star engineers.
Shouldn't the dial be at 5 by now?
Try to think. So he played Yoda. First turn he played Yoda, so it went to 2.
I just remember you saying Yoda had 4 guns.
Yeah, because of technological terror.
Right. So now he's got 5. So then I guess the dial's at 4.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, that's right. And there's another fleet navigator. And there's Chimera. That's not
You're
bad.
actually 1 resource away from potentially playing the Death Star if you draw it.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That's an answer for Yoda.
That's about my only answer for Yoda right now. So I just built a board. The question is, how much should I risk attacking here? I think I only have about 1 or 2 cards left in my hand.
I don't know that you win Edge,
Yeah, there's no way I'm winning Edge.
which means
He's
you don't.
got,
If he's got Yoda and you're not winning Edge, you rarely want to attack.
yeah. Even though that's what this deck is probably meant to do, like you said. It's just,
Well, last turn you had a lot more than he did.
yeah, he just went to Force and he just gammered Falcon. So his 3 Gammer pulls have been Vizago, Old Master, and Falcon.
Yeah, see, you could have, if you'd have taken out that Gammer earlier,
Yeah.
then not only would he be drawing less cards, but he wouldn't be keeping the force.
Yeah.
He's,
Yeah, so he just did a damage to technological terror. So Yoda's back to 4 guns. This just is... Staring down Yoda with hardly any health is a little scary, but I think you're right. I probably should have been more aggressive 2 turns ago.
Yoda's actually at 5 guns. I'm pretty sure he's got a lightsaber on.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's got the lightsaber now. So he could basically take out about any unit I could play except the Death Star.
Yep. And I don't think you have any seeds in there, which means you need to win Edge to be able to get him.
Yeah, there's no seeds. There is no Imperial Fist because there's no Yularen in here. There's a couple heats from Death and Despair. That's about it, right? I don't think there's any other fake cards in there besides those heats.
No.
And there are the droids that are in Vizago's set. I can't remember their technical numbers on them, but the bodyguard droids. And what they do is they let you look at the top, however many cards of your deck based on how many affiliations you control, which technically is 3 now because Vizago has the Broken Horn affiliation, and then you get to take one of those to your hand and shuffle the other 2 back into your deck. Or actually, I think you put them on the bottom of your deck. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. In any order that you want. So that's another blast, albeit white, but white blast is probably good at everything. And I got to think Falcon's going to be the other thing. So there's Falcon. And I know he has the old Master Maul in his hand. So this is shaping up to be a pretty good turn for Jerry here on the left.
He just has to be careful about if he loses edge.
Yeah.
Because if you block with Chimera and lock down Yoda,
yeah, that's true.
But you would have to win edge again to do it. So.
Yeah. With I have 3 cards. I thought I only had 2, but I don't know if any of them are any good. That's the problem.
Well, he played 2, but he also drew 1. So
right.
If he was going for pips, if he knew if he was short of pips, he could have easily gone for that.
Right. The other thing is he does have 2 twists in his deck, unlike me.
Mm-hmm. Isn't there a twist in the Tarkin set?
No, not in the original Tarkin. There isn't.
I thought he had a fake card too. Maybe not.
No, he does. He doesn't have a fake card.
It's been so long since I used that.
Yeah, he's got the super laser blast in there. He's got a control room. He's got the super laser engineer or whatever he is. It's got the shielding, and then some stormtrooper.
Wasn't it like a 3-gun stormtrooper?
Yeah, it's a 3-gun stormtrooper with 2 health.
Yeah.
Which won't last long against any of these things.
One-shot any of those guys. I mean, if you can win edge, it's 3 black guns.
Yeah. Well, Chimera's got 3 black guns, but...
Yeah.
The problem is... it's just unlikely I'm going to win edge here. So... Jerry's just got a lot of options to wreck my board is what it boils down to. And I haven't even tried to deploy the fleet to get stuff out quicker because I guess I didn't really have anything to use it with before.
Yeah, you haven't seen any of those, was it DSSDs?
Yeah, I haven't seen any of them. I think I may have drawn one that last turn, but I chose to play Chimera instead. And here he goes with the Falcon and the droid after Might of the Empire.
Is that a white blast on the droid? Or a white?
Yeah, the droid has a white blast.
Okay.
Now, I know with the...
I don't have to kill it unless he has a target.
Right.
Well,
yeah, and then there's Vizago going in too. Vizago has edge 1 and shielding. Which could complicate things. He's going to shield Vizago. Vizago's also got black tactics.
Yeah, now he has edge 2.
Yeah. And like 5 cards in his hand.
Yeah, I don't think you're winning this one.
No. Backing Tarkin up. I don't want Tarkin in the line of fire here. Yeah, I guess the question is, how much do I really want to try to stop this? I remember going through my head during this game, like, at this point was, the decision I had, as much as anything, was, do I potentially block just to try to get some cards out of his hand? But then I realized I wasn't probably going to win edge, so he's just going to get a card back with Asteroid Sanctuary, and then probably Gamma too, so... I'm not sure it would have made much of a difference. So I think I just let him do that unopposed because it looked like he drew a card there, probably for the Asteroid Sanctuary.
Yeah, I don't think I would have blocked either.
Yeah.
And so many resources, you don't really need to deploy the fleet. You'd rather something more effective.
Right. Alright, so he's going to blow this up, obviously. So Zago is focusing Chimera. That makes sense. Falcon's going to do its 2 bombs. And then he's going to bounce Falcon. I remember him saying, just in case I had a trick, he wanted to bounce Falcon. Then he's going to put an Old Master. Get a damage with the droid and blow it up. So now he's still got Yoda and Old Master there. So Old Master can't be committed to the Force, but he gets all kinds of bonuses when the balance is with the dark side, actually. So you don't really care. You can't commit him. Because he gets a elite targeted strike and an extra gun when balance is with the dark side.
Oh, goody.
Yeah. So I wonder if he'll attack with Lost Master here, except then he couldn't free him up. And it looks like he's just going to gammer. He just gammered into Bamboozle. He doesn't have any resources to play it, but it shouldn't matter. So Dow's going to go to 5. So he's only got the Old Master and Yoda to defend. The problem is they both have black tactics. And I just flipped up Might of the Empire.
Well, you should be at 12 resources, unless I miscounted earlier. You theoretically play the Death Star if you draw it.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I do. I have 12 with Tarkin.
Yeah.
But I don't think I drew it there.
I want to see the Death Star go to war.
That's about the only thing I think that could save me right now. It's kind of bad because I have a swarm, but it's a swarm of weenies that Maul and Yoda could make quick work of. I mean, even with the shields from the gunships, it's just not good. So I think I see a super laser blast in my hand. I see a Death Star Squadron Star Destroyer. Yeah, see, Yoda could even take one of those things out right now, even with the shield.
Well, what's the dial at right now? 5?
Dial's at 5.
Yoda would have 6 damage. Actually, the shield, because do they have 5 health?
Yeah, they have 5 health.
Yeah.
And I see a fate card. That's probably a heat, because I think that's the only thing on my deck. I think I see a tractor beam in there, too. Problem is, I'd have to tractor beam onto my own ships. And I think I might have Devastator in my hand. So I could potentially do some damage. The problem is Yoda could take like any of these things out.
The only way I can think of that you can get through is what you said several turns ago, is to send something like the shield guy and a fleet navigator and get Yoda into combat, and then just send a big swarm or a big group afterwards.
Yeah.
But now you've waited so long to do that his counterattack might kill you.
Right. Plus, he wouldn't necessarily have to block with Yoda because he has Old Master, and Old Master has a black tactics.
Yeah.
So he could save Yoda for a second attack.
No, but if you
well, yeah, I win edge, obviously. Yeah, but
yeah,
but I think I'm looking at my hand and knowing how many cards he has in hand, thinking that's not going to work. So there's Admiral's Orders. Yeah, I'm playing Devastator for 4 here. So
you could super laser and then use his ability.
Yeah, I could super laser like Gamma or something.
Yeah.
And use his ability and tick the dial up. And then just leave everybody back on defense. Or I could try to attack.
The problem is you're going to see Falcon again next turn, and then it's going to bounce something. And there's going to be a lot of damage coming.
Right.
And he's still keeping force. I think you've got to get rid of Gamma.
Looks like I'm sending in a fleet navigator on a suicide run. To try to force a block. Not sure this was the best move. So he's blocking with the old master. But the only good thing is Seeds isn't as scary here because the only thing I have committed is Tarkin. And I probably wasn't using him in anything anyway. He's back there to try to get the bonuses.
Mm-hmm.
And I put in 2 and he twisted. Alright, so I pitched a Death Star Squadron Star Destroyer. Maybe I should have tried to play that somehow. Except I guess I wouldn't have had the resources to potentially use Devastator then. Or that Super Laser Blast. So I'm going to let him strike. I guess he's going to win the Edge Battle and draw a card. It looked like he's getting ready to strike. He remembered Asteroid Sanctuary. And I feel like I reminded him a couple times. And he'll only do 1 damage to the Fleet Navigator. He's going to get to put a focus on Devastator. Which, as weird as that sounds, I think is what I wanted him to do because I'm pretty sure I have Tractor Beam in my hand. So I figure if Devastator's focus, I can Tractor Beam back to Falcon. Now, whether that was the smartest play, I don't know, but I think that was my plan there.
How many resources do you have?
Looks like 5, 6, 7 if I use Tarkin in the Fleet Navigator.
So you have enough to use a laser blast, pay for Devastator, and still pay. Is Tractor Beam 2 or 3?
Tractor Beam's 2.
2, yeah. So you could still do all of that.
Yeah, I could. That would probably be a better play right now than I think what I'm about to do. If I remember right. I remember thinking maybe I wanted to try to lock down Yoda somehow.
Well, because what I'm thinking is if he comes across with Falcon, you block with Chimera, and then Tractor Beam, and then you've got Chimera has a focus, doesn't he?
Chimera's got a white tactics.
Right. So if you basically, if he still has to fight to win the edge.
Right.
But otherwise, you get to tactics Yoda with the Chimera.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think...
or with the Fleet Navigator, you could do it that way, too.
Yeah. So I think right now what I'm trying to do is... I'm thinking about attacking with both gunships and the Fleet Navigator so I can get shields on things. And sending the Fleet Navigator in to sort of force him to have to block with Yoda.
I think Yoda eats you if you do that.
Well, yeah.
Got a real edge hand.
Yeah, I don't have a real edge hand. Yeah, so I'm block. Now, what I probably should have done was, it looks like I'm going after Asteroid Sanctuary. I probably should have put them after Broken Horn. So if he didn't block, I would blow up Broken Horn, too.
Yeah.
So I put one on the gunship shield, and then it looked like I was put one on Tarkin. No, now I'm going to put on Chimera. And then one on the other gunship, And probably one on one of the objectives, I would think. Or I guess I could put it on Tarkin. Nope.
Why that objective? That objective is doing you nothing now that it's damaged. That would be want him to blow up.
Yeah. Well, he only needs 2 more objectives. I think I did that so it would have effective 5 health.
Well, yeah, but you can do the same thing by putting it on the other one, on the destroyer, the bottom one.
No, because the Death Star one only has 4 health.
Right, but well, the difference is 5 and 3 or 4 and 4. It's the same amount of total health.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless the math and the way his blast is set up is that specific,
Yeah.
better to encourage him to blow up the blockade.
Yeah, I think I would have been better off putting that other shield on Tarkin.
Probably because you're expecting him not to be able to damage with the Falcon, and you can bet he's planning on that for one of his 2
Right.
skills.
Right.
Although, well, you do know he has the bamboozle, but
Right.
that doesn't work on vehicles, does it?
No, but I got a lot of characters out. That's a problem.
Right, but if he sends like just enough damage for one of them with the Falcon, and you lock down the Falcon, then he's not going to be able to win that turn.
Right. All right, so he's blocking with Yoda, not surprisingly. Yeah, I should have put that shield on Tarkin there. This has not been my best game, Eric. Rewatching this one.
Mm-hmm.
Not my play style, not my best game. Especially when Yoda gets all those guns and he's got shielding now and like so early, it's just crazy.
Well, he doesn't have shielding, but
Well, I mean, they had Vizago out early, so he had
yeah.
the shielding with him early. You know, because first turn he didn't attack at all. So I played a heat, and he played a seed. So there is the seed. So even if I shielded Tarkin, he might have hit Tarkin with the seeds, and then tried to focus him anyway.
No, it just means he doesn't focus something else then.
Oh,
With the cat.
yeah, there goes my cat. So I gotta think he's gonna blast one of the gunships out of the sky, because otherwise I'd be able to kill Yoda. Yep. So there goes a gunship. And now we'll see who he's going to tactics here. I'm probably hoping he doesn't do Devastator, just because that would mean with my tractor beam I could still do it. So he tried to hit Chimera and I took the shield off, it looks like.
Yeah, well, Devastator's elite anyway.
Right. And so I will shoot there. And I made a mistake there. I remember as soon as I did that, I thought I shouldn't have done that. I should have not struck with that Fleet Navigator and used his resource for the Super Laser Blast.
Yeah.
Because then I cost myself that resource, and I realized it right after I did it. I was like, man.
Yeah, because then you can't pay for the extra thing from the Devastator if you use it.
Right. Well, plus now I can't play Tractor Beam and it, too. Which I could have otherwise.
And that would have let you double strike with Chimera, and you could have locked stuff down.
Right. So I am going to get to strike with Chimera and do 3 guns and see if I had done this the other way. If I had attacked the Asteroid Sanctuary, then Chimera could have blown up Broken Horn at least. There were just so many guns, and the fact he had black tactics on both of his guys. And Vizago has black tactics too. That was just so hard to deal with the way the deck was made up here on my side. Because there's no twists, and other than the Death Star, there's just nothing. I mean, you got 5 pips there, but there's too many things that don't have good pips. So I'm pretty much stuck either way here. I'm going to lock something down and force him to use bamboozle, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah. So there goes 2 on Asteroid Sanctuary. I'm going to throw the focus on Yoda, even though I know he's going to move it. And he's going to keep balance without even doing a gamma flip. But I know in the back of my mind I was thinking, well, if I take balance, he's just going to get all the bonuses from Maul. So, like, it's a.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, is any of your guys even unfocused right now? But
Yeah, they're not.
they're all locked down.
Yeah, I
So
mean, the thing is, I can free up the gunship and Chimera if I sack the Death Star engineers.
yeah,
So I knew I was going to at least be able to have blockers plus the tractor beam.
and you do that during the deploy phase, I
Right,
believe.
yeah, I do that during the deploy phase. I can free them up. I think what I was weighing here is I was going back and forth trying to decide, did I want to use the tractor beam now to try to also lock down Maul? But then I wouldn't be able to lock down Falcon. So it was like, it wasn't worth it. I finally decided not to do it, I think. But I could have blown up the objective, was why I was thinking about doing it and getting another tactics out there.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think I mismanaged my resources. I did stuff. Looking back, I probably should have been more defensive. Played the super laser blast and ticked up the dial with Devastator on Gamma, and then he just flipped up a Cloud City Operative with Gamma on top of everything.
Well, I think every turn you've done the opposite of what you should have. You needed to be aggressive earlier, and then you need to be defensive later.
Yeah, yep. Like I said, not my finest hour here. And every turn he has hit, like, I don't want to say exactly what he needed with Gamma, but when you think about what his Gamma flips have been, it's just been kind of nuts. So he, with balance, he knocked off the shield on Imperial Blockade. Um,
Well, there's a lot of high pip things in his deck too.
yeah, but I guess I'm just thinking not even that. So he's got Vizago, Old Master, Falcon, Bamboozle, and Cloud City Operative with his Gamma flips. That's pretty good. At least the things I can remember him flipping. If I forgot one, sorry.
No,
And the dial's still only at 5, right? Which is just crazy too.
5, yeah.
And there's Falcon.
What you really need is a Death Star.
Yeah,
You
and
get
draw it.
it take something out, lock something down, and then sack an engineer to bring him to have it for defense.
Right. Yeah. So looks like I'm sacking one of the Death Star engineers. I'm going to free up the gunship to get the shields first, and then see if he deploys anything else. And if he's not going to deploy, then if he passes, then I'll just sack the other engineer to free up Chimera.
You still get a vehicle with a focus on it, though, right? That you can tractor with.
Yeah, Devastator. Well, I have to use Devastator because you got to put it to something that costs less.
Yeah.
So the only thing that would work is Devastator to Falcon. And then there's Chimera getting freed up. Now, I probably should just tractor beam now.
Um, no, I
May,
think like I said, I'd want him to waste the attack against one of those objectives and then not be able to finish it.
yeah, that's true.
As he might be able to put the guys down and still be able to do it.
Yeah. I guess the only reason I was thinking was like, if I get it out, at least I get rid of that edge one. Although I only have two cards left, and I know what they both are now. One's the tractor beam, which I'm going to use, and I'm pretty sure the other is the super laser blasts, which I probably should have used.
So you're not going to win.
I'm
You're
not
not.
winning edge
You're not
anyway.
even playing an edge battle.
Yeah, so maybe it didn't matter there. And then he's going to do the bamboozle now, and he's going to put it on one of the fleet navigators. Because Tarkin's elite. But so the question is, can I actually stop him from winning this turn?
So does he have enough without Falcon here is the main question.
Right.
I think actually he does, doesn't he? To blow up. Well, which one's he going for?
It looks like he's going after Imperial Blockade. So Vizaga's got a gun, or I mean a blast. Whoops, I'm playing in action. I guess it's time to tractor beam here.
Oh wait, yeah, he does because Yoda's got two.
Right. But I can shield it with the gunship, so we need one more. So now I guess the question is, do I block with everybody to also make sure there's like almost no way he could get unopposed? Because if he has an allies, he's going to get an extra blast too.
Well, I think you kind of do, just because that way you can kill Yoda. You got to make sure you hit Yoda, and Yoda's going to attack something and focus something else.
Yeah, the problem is I'm probably not going to be able to kill Yoda because I can only shield Chimera or Devastator. Yoda will just take the other one out and then focus the one that's shielded. And then I only have one gun on the gunship, and he's got a shield on Yoda from Vizago.
So the other thing is, if you didn't shield the objective, he's not going to get unopposed if you block with everybody.
Right.
So I think you still would have been okay if you'd have shielded both of your big ships.
Yeah.
Because he's still going to be one short, because he will only get the three. He get the two from Yoda and the one from the other guy.
Right. Except if he has an allies, that might be all he'd need.
Oh, if he has that, I think you're screwed either way.
Yeah.
So you might have been better off taking out Yoda there.
Right.
While you can.
Yeah, so I guess I could have blocked with Chimera and Devastator and the gunship and shielded Chimera and the Devastator, and that would have guaranteed I could take out Yoda.
Yep.
I'm not sure what to block with still. Because the gunship actually already had the shield on it from before. I'd left it on there. I can't decide here. Yeah, I think you're. Yeah, if I put the shield on Devastator, one of them is going to get to strike, and I can at least take out Yoda.
Yeah.
Although I'm not sure it's going to matter here. The problem is he's going to get the double strike with one of those things if he wants, because he's got that Cloud City Operative in his hand. Mm-hmm. So he can bounce Falcon and free up Vizago if I can't kill him. I think I just passed the edge battle and let him draw a card. I think I did that because then I figured when he didn't play one, if I passed, then there was no way he could play allies. So I did that on purpose to prevent him from playing an allies of necessity.
Yeah.
But at least I did stop Falcon from shooting.
Yeah, actually, if he can use the Cloud City operative with Falcon, then it really doesn't matter.
No, it really doesn't.
Because if the other guy gets to swing twice, then he's gonna have to kill it anyway.
Right. Right, but if he had the allies, then the shield wouldn't matter. Like nothing's going to matter. All right, so he's shooting with Yoda first, of course. So I think you shoot Chimera and Tactics a Devastator.
Yep.
And like I said, so even if I had killed Yoda, that's not the problem. The problem was I was going to need to kill Vizago before he could like double strike with him. Because
you
Yoda,
could that too instead. Does Vizago have 2 or 3 health?
He's got 3.
Then you couldn't have killed him.
Right. And so Yoda did the 2 damage, but I blocked one with the shield. Vizago is going to do a damage. Yeah, I'm hitting Vizago with the gunship's damage. So Vizago's got a tactics and a blast and 2 guns. Right now since he's got the edge. So it's going to do 1 damage to the gunship. Well, 2 technically by shield 1 to the objective. And so now even if he Cloud City ops, he can't blow that objective up. So actually that shield being there might have saved that objective now that I think about it.
What did we miss? I thought we figured he had enough.
No, he's not going to have enough with Vizago without the shield. He would have if I hadn't shielded it. Or if he had the allies, but when he didn't play the edge card, I passed so he couldn't play an allies.
Yeah.
So if he Cloud City ops now, he can do 2 more damage to something, throw another focus down, and get 1 more damage on the objective. And then he'll just need 1 next turn probably to win. The really bad thing is I think he's going to just completely lock down my board here. So,
does he have black tactics on both, or a tactics on both those guys?
Well, if he plays the Cloud City op, the Cloud City op could go in unopposed and put tactics down. So he put the tactics on Devastator. Now he's bouncing Falcon, playing the Cloud City op. So he's going to move the Vizago one, I guess, to one of the Fleet Navigators. The one that always has damage on it to lock that down. Vizago will strike, kill the gunship. Put a focus on doing other damage to the objective. So Devastator being in there is preventing the unopposed. And he tactics Devastator. Yeah, see now he could lock down Tarkin if he wants to send in Old Master and the Cloud City op, and then I'll have to somehow get enough things to win.
Well, Tarkin's not going to do anything useful anyway. If he sends them both in, he might be better off locking down the Devastator and another. Well, the Fleet Navigator's already locked down.
Yeah, the Devastator's locked down too. He just did that with his second Vizago strike.
Does it? It has 3 on it?
Yep, it has 3 on it. So he sent an Old Master and Cloud City Operative in, I guess, after Technological Terror. So he won't blow it up unless he has allies. He didn't play the allies last time. Of course, I kind of made sure he didn't when he passed with his edge bonus.
Yeah.
So we'll see if he has it now. If he has it, he's going to blow it up. Up here he goes after Technological Terror. I'm getting the damage ready. There's an Allies of Necessity. He just played in an edge. Yep. So he's going to get to blow up the objective now, and he'll probably lock down Tarkin. So I'm going to be down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At the most, probably 7 resources. Unless I flip up deploy the fleet, then I could damage it to start getting ships out. Yep. He blows up technological terror. My board is completely locked down right now. I think I still have the super laser blast. So let's see, the dial's going to go to 6. And he just gammered a Twi'lek. I think I need 4 blasts to pull this out, Derek. Oh no, I'd probably need more than that. Because then I couldn't play Super Laser Blast, and I just flipped up another Might. I'm keeping Super Laser Blast, and I'm drawing up. And I just got a Jedi draw. I drew absolutely no units there. I think I was looking at my hand in shock that I drew no units. Yep. Yeah, I see the super laser. I think that's defense upgrade. Not a lot of good that's going to do me. Control room, it looks like. A tractor beam, maybe. I think I have another Admiral's orders. So I have a tractor beam, but I have nothing to tractor beam from the Devastator onto now. That was a pretty bad draw there. I'm going to play the defense upgrade on Imperial Blockade. Give it 3 extra health. Woohoo! And I might as well play a resource or something. I'm going to play another fleet staging area for free. The really sad thing is, even if I super laser blast Gamma, I can't get edge back, or I can't get balance back, so it doesn't matter. There's the super laser blast. I'm going to blow up Gamma. Dial goes to 7. I can trigger Devastator to get it to go to 8. If I had 1 unit, I could have blown up Asteroid Sanctuary, triggered Devastator, get it to 11. But I didn't draw a unit.
If you had done that super laser blast one turn earlier, then you would have been able to trigger again on this turn.
Yeah.
Blowing something else up.
Yep. And then he's going to do a damage to Imperial Blockade. And that's game. He's got it on the board. He doesn't even need to play Falcon, so it doesn't matter. I got the tractor beam there. Yeah. Not my cleanest game, although I'm not really sure how much I could have done in some of those. I guess I made bad decisions. He flipped up New Beginning, and that's game. I think I conceded there. So, oh well. So what'd you think of that game there, Derek?
I think you needed to take out Gamma on that earlier turn when I suggested attacking.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I was too, like you said, it was like the turns I probably should have attacked, I didn't attack, and the turns I attacked, I probably should have held back.
Yeah.
Not my playstyle deck, but good win for Jerry there with the world champion deck coming through on the light side just like he did on the dark side deck. So the world champion beats the European champion decks the way we played them there.
Yeah, see that dark deck there was built. I think 8 pods of it were a match for what I was running.
Yeah.
regionals for Dark.
Yeah.
So that's definitely more my play style. I prefer the deploy versus
Yulari.
as
Yeah.
well. I just like to blow things up.
Yeah. I super laser blasted something though. That was about it. So
Yeah.
but anyway, it was still pretty fun games there. It was interesting to see. It was like one of those things where I thought is like, when you talk about sports situations, like could the 1990s Bulls beat the current Golden State Warriors? Sort of like what would happen if this actually took place? Well, even though we didn't have the people piloting the decks playing them, it was like, okay, well, what would happen if we put the world champ decks versus the European champ decks? Because they were pretty different, really. I mean, the only thing that was common between either of those decks was there was a Might of the Empire in Javier's World Champ Darkside deck, and there was two of them in the European deck that Vincent ran. But other than that, every single pod was different. Like the light sides were, all Rebel, and the other one was Smuggler and Jedi, and then even though there was some Navy there, like that was the only common pod was Might of the Empire. So it's interesting to see how it played out just for fun.
Yeah, I think the first game that where it was the other sides. I think that one it didn't make much difference. That was just a bad matchup
Yeah.
for you, but you didn't get the good draws anyway. I think this game, if you'd have played it different, I think you might have actually come out ahead.
Yeah.
It would have been hard to tell because we don't know a lot of what the cards he had at various times were.
Right.
But it seemed like you had the resources and the board and stuff that if you'd attacked at the right times and held back at the right times, you might have got just enough to take it out before he could get you.
Yeah. Yeah. I just didn't. I should have tried to outrace him, but I was just worried about getting locked down and
Yeah.
not being able to survive a counterattack. I mean, even though there's only two allies of necessity in that deck, that can just make a huge difference. Like.
Oh yeah, it's the time you needed to race is when it was just Yoda on the table.
Right, right. To try to go through, maybe get them locked down and even and see what I could have done. But
Yeah,
yeah,
at least you put a ton of damage out there, and if you can get the dial close,
right,
you can target on the table where he's got lower health.
right, right.
If he's blocking with Yoda, he's not keeping the force, and if you get rid of the Jammer, you probably would have prevented a couple of pings as well.
Yeah.
You never had the force all game.
No, I didn't.
With Tarkin out there and then getting the Devastator and being able to run the dial an extra point or two with that thing, I think he probably would have won.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have to try it again one time, like a rematch of these decks, and see if I can perform any better with them. So, but anyway, it was something different to do here at Yoda's Hut because we haven't, obviously there's no new cards coming out for the foreseeable future since the game has officially been ended by FFG. I'm not exactly sure what the council is planning that I am honored and humbled to be a part of. That I think we're hoping to do stuff, and then we know there's the things that the New York guys at Colby Bernardo has been sending out to people if they're interested, and he posted the PDF file. So I think there's some talk that maybe the council will try to find a way to incorporate that so we could at least have other cards to do, or I've even put up a thread for people who have, if you're watching this video but haven't seen the thread, to suggest decks with those other sets that the New York City guys, Colby, and I think Tyler Parrott also was involved with that too at some point to see how they play if we add them to the meta and see if they're really good or if they're just not that good or what's going on. Rumors I've heard is some of the cards and some of the sets are really, really good. So I'll be curious to see if people can suggest some things.
Well, then it just becomes the matter of are they too good and does it break the game? And that's always the consideration when you're trying to design stuff, is to make them fun and good but not overpowered.
Right, right. So I guess this might be a way, if we record some of these games, we can showcase some things. That's why I was really hoping if people they suggest decks, if they use them, if you're watching this out in YouTube land and you use them at the side event at Worlds and found some sets that seemed like they were a little too good or specific cards and sets that seem like they could be too good. Suggest some decks with those so we can see on Yoda's Hut if they really are that good or if they're something that's not too overpowered. But anyway, so you got any final thoughts before we wrap this special episode of Yoda's Hut up with these Worlds versus European decks?
No, I think I kind of hit on most of them. I mean, I hit the other ones the first two times, but the Navy deck, like I said, that's right up my alley. I really liked that one. My goal was always to try and get the Death Star out, even though it never happens.
Just because.
It's just fun because your opponent, just to see the look on their face when you do it, especially with the engineers out there that are able to unfocus it and get it to block it too. But
yeah, I never drew that Death Star that whole game.
Yeah, the light deck was an interesting take on the old Jedi Falcon decks using some of the new cards.
Yeah.
And it seemed to work just fine, and it basically functioned just like those older decks did as well.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. All right.
Yeah, that was a closer match, but it would have been interesting to see how it would have played out if you guys had attacked and defended differently on the various turns there.
Yeah. Yeah, Yoda just having so many guns so quickly because of the lightsaber and the dial going up when he played Yoda Seek Yoda, and then also him not damaging technological terror right away just kind of put me like, well, I can't even really. Do I really want to lose guys if he blocks? Like it was a tough situation.
Table, all of his he had 11 health on his objectives.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And you ended up with the super laser as well. So even if you just put a couple on the others, you would have only needed 7 damage to take out 3 objectives.
Yeah.
You probably would have only needed 4 to 5 turns if you were able to trigger the Devastator.
Yeah.
At one or another.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of got that later, but yeah.
Right, but even if you only just did it for the final point, I mean, you might have been able to win. Like I was saying, that last turn, you could, if you'd done the laser and then maybe gotten one more, you still would have been 1 short.
Yeah.
But if you triggered the Devastator that one time and then you triggered it a second time on the next turn,
right.
If you were able to go all out and get 1 more, those 2 extra points might have been the difference.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, by the time I hit that last turn, even though I didn't draw any units, I'm not sure it really would have mattered. It's just.
No, by that last turn, you needed to win before then.
Yeah, it was over. All right, well, I guess we'll wrap it up here again. Thanks to the people who posted these deck lists so we could try them out on Yoda's Hut. And sorry I didn't serve Vincent out, the European champion, very well and representing his decks here. But Jerry did a good job representing Javier and the world decks in these 2 games. So he played them pretty well here as our typical, just pick up the decks and play them and see what happens. All right. Yep. So, and thanks again for joining me for commentary as always, Derek. Appreciate it.
Yep. Anytime.